So today I'll talk about Claude Artifacts. Now this app right here took me just 90 seconds to create. I didn't use any code, I didn't write anything, I didn't use any paid tools. I just told Claude what to do and it did it for me in just a few seconds. And before you say that Claude Artifacts are probably just a toy or not really usable, people are actually building real tools with Claude Artifacts. They're building games, they're building apps. This is actually happening. And I really think that most of the people these days, they're just missing out. So in today's video, I will talk to you about how to do an app with Claude Artifacts. Also, I'll share some tips and tricks that make your app more than a prototype and a fully functioning app that you can use or you can get your customers to use. Okay, let's start with the basics. So most people, when they think about artifacts, they think that this is just a lot of text or something that, it's not really workable or anything like that. But in fact, an artifact is like a whole app, right? It's actually deployed. It can be deployed on a website so you can share and start working with it straight away. And this is what I really loved about it most, right? So in this example, I created my minimum viable resource generator for my community to use based on their brand setup and unique value proposition. And what it did, at the end of it, with just a few clicks, it created a full PDF that could be downloaded and used by my customers to promote their brand. Pretty awesome, right? But what is Claude saying about artifacts? So the first thing to know is that these are accessible to everyone and they are available on all Claude plans, free, pro, max, etc. So you can go and start building even on the free plan. You just need to navigate to settings and capabilities and toggle it on. This is what you have to do first. But next, what can you actually create? So you can create a lot of, you can create documents, you can create code snippets for a single page HTML website, like the example that I gave you and the example that we'll be doing today. But there is more to it as well. I really love that you can also create interactive React components if you want to go in the deep end. That's pretty cool, right? You can probably create games and fun things like that as well. But I think the key to know is that anyone can do it and you can really start now. Let's do this together. So go to your Claude AI and it really is as simple as telling Claude to do this. So yeah, if we do this, can you create an artifact for a LinkedIn post generator where I can generate a number of posts for my brand. I want 2 modes, and I'll explain to you why that I'm doing this. But if I want 2 modes, one to be manual input, and another one to be AI generated content. Can you make the AI generated content to be editable, and that I can copy this content easily formatted to post on LinkedIn. This is just an example. Of course, you can do anything or any social media, but this is the artifact that I want to do right now. Now, let's get it going. So this, of course, would take a few seconds. It's not immediate, but as you can see, it's already working on the front-end design skill to ensure high-quality UI design. It's building this for me. So normally, it actually does this in just one prompt, but you may need to do a couple of iterations to get exactly what you want. And again, as you can see, that's not really even planned by me or anything like that. I didn't have to write a specific prompt. I really want to get Claude suggestions. And of course, you can do way more things with that. Like you can actually plan first with Claude what exactly you want to do. But I wanted to show you the super quick way in which I get an artifact just within a minute or so, and I get it all ready to go. Okay, so we have our artifact. It's looking fantastic. I really love that first look of a product done by AI because it's always surprising in a good way. But yes, so for example, in this here, you have the quick templates that the AI has already provided, which is pretty awesome. And you have the ability to copy and edit as well. Now, I actually imagine that it will have more of a template for me to fill and then it comes up with the post. So it's something we can edit later. But what I wanted to show you is that essentially you have two modes. This is really important because when I gave my minimum viable resource generator for free, like I did here, this is something that anyone can access and anyone can create their content. So I'll show you how this works, right? So you put, for example, your brand colors, your brand style, you put your target audience, right? And then it generates, based on all of this information, it will generate my one-pager action checklist or shortcut cheat sheets based on the manual input that I put in here, right? So it will do that. But the key is that it doesn't cost me any API credits. So this is what you need to know here. If it's something so manual like this, then it still helps you. It's essentially like an HTML page, a site that uses fixed code. So that is cheap because you don't need to use any AI credits. But essentially, if you do, so you can do that. It generates something already available that you can print it out. It's pretty cool. That doesn't cost any AI credits. So I can share this with my community for free. But if I say something like this, if I do a version where instead of putting everything manually, I need to actually go into AI powered modes and actually get all that content generated by the AI in a very creative way, you can see that the same spreadsheet, the same sheet would then is way more informative. It has a lot of content in there. It has all generated it by AI and it does use my credits. So if you're sharing this with an external audience, be mindful of that. Don't share an artifact that uses your AI credits because then anyone that is using it will be using your AI credits and you may be not charging them for all. So it will cost you as well. But I think in our case here, like you can see these templates, that's probably for free. Like it wouldn't, if I share this now, it wouldn't cost me any credits. But if I do the AI generate mode, let's just have a look. Yeah, let's just say healthy eating, something like that. Brand company name, lean and mean girl. Yeah, let's do that. Professional, storytelling, inspirational, number of posts, case study, thought leadership. You can see that it still puts the template, but without the template, it can generate your posts. And let's not forget that this is, again, just an example of an artifact that I put together quickly. You can do so much more than this. But say we do the AI generation, there you go. So you have complete AI generated or you have the manual version. That's quite nice. You can compare them side by side, but do not share the AI generated option with anyone else but yourself because it will be using your credit. So you may want to charge for this, up to you. But anyway, what you can do if you do want to share both of them and just want to publish this to a website that anyone can use, this is the great super easy bit that you press publish artifact. I will do so. And then you have the artifact as a JSON file, but also you just have a link that you can now share with absolutely everyone in the world. And it looks like you're such a coder and you looks like you're so amazing at doing a full tool for your audience and your community. So, and by the way, just be careful using LinkedIn's or any other brand's logos there. Just I don't know why it's done that, but anyway, you have the post. Now you have your generator that you can share with absolutely everyone through this link. Of course, it will have the Claude branding. That's just how it is. You can customize this further, as I was just saying. You can make it, for example, that is not using AI at all. So it's just manual and it doesn't take you any credits. And you can share this as a free resource with your community. Or you can even publish, of course, to your own domain, which I believe there'll be some people wanting to do that, but I think the majority of you probably would not want to do that. And of course, you can get this as an embedded code frame. You can do that to your embed to your own domain as you wish. But the interesting thing is that you can, this JSON file, the file that it gave me, which is the JSX file, I can now use it to deploy it on my own site as well, or use Visual Studio or other further tools to deploy on my own website and on my own GitHub and so forth. But today, all that I wanted to show you is that you can do an amazing artifacts in a couple of minutes and have a tool readily available for your audience today. But I don't want to end this video without doing anything fun. So for my next example, I want to start a completely new artifact and use the prompt that Claude already gave me and really create something quite fun. So for this one, we're doing a trivia quiz game. And again, the prompt is given by Claude. I didn't invent it. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to be better quality and really cool thing to do. So let's do this now. As you can see, it's building in real time. It's working hard while I'm just watching. But yes, we have it already. So it did take, I think, about a couple of minutes. Not bad for such a complicated thing that may take, you know, weeks for somebody to get to that point. So right, here is the artifact again. Again, we can download the code and we can deploy on our own website, or we can get the link and get it ready. So I'm going to just actually publish this. Let's have a look. So we put there's publish and copy link, right? We've got that way more fun artifact than the one that I created previously. And yes, we've got our Globetrotter game. So I think it's Russia. France, okay. So, wow, okay, so we have a really cool trivia game. But let's add more difficulty to this. This is a really good question. I would say 4 or 5 because I'm from that area. 4, okay. So we can now customize the artifact, and let's just do a small iteration to see how this changes the actual game. So I have asked the AI to give me some suggestions. So yes, let's add a difficulty selector at the start. So we'll have our amended artifact in just a few seconds, and then we can deploy again and have it live in a second. Okay, we now have our Globetrotter quiz with difficulty level. Pretty awesome. So we have the same quiz, but it is showing difficulty, hard, easy, or medium. Pretty nice, I quite like it. So yeah, and we can of course publish in the same way. So let's just have a look if this actually publishes a new website, or it's deployed on the same one as well. Yeah, so it has created a new version of the artifact that is different than the original. So we have different links for both. And really this leads me to the last section, which is really the pro tips that I want to give you and the common mistakes, right? I have a few pro tips for you, which I will share below this video in this document. But in short, tip number 1, front load your details. Give as many details as possible and try to tidy it up or come up with it with AI so that you have the best output possible. Tip number 2, fix your Claude with Claude when things break. Yes, you can use this and you can use Claude to fix your artifact, even if it takes a few times. Definitely keep doing that until you have a successful output. You can also fork conversations to experiment and have a different branch of the conversation, so a different output as well. So that's quite good tip to have, which I'll explore myself next. And then, of course, don't try to build everything in one massive prompt. So start with the core functionality. This is true for any product really, but yes, get the main thing working and then iterate from there. Yes, use a smarter model for complex build. At the time, this is Opus 4.6 is the one that I've been using for this video. But yes, use smarter model for complex builds, or something less smart for simple things. And then finally, and my favorite one is, yes, screenshot existing tools for inspiration. This is something that most people miss. You can screenshot your favorite tool or an inspirational tool, and you can use that as a base for your next product using the Claude Code or Artifacts or any AI for that matter. So hopefully this was useful. If this video was useful to you, everyone, please subscribe, hit that like button, comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I would love to see what you're building with Claude Artifacts. I'm really excited for this. But if you do want more free content from me, I have my own community, which is on School. So that is school.com/MVB. I will put the link for free, and we're growing really fast. I'm sharing a lot of insights there about building your brands and growing online with the help of AI. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day and keep building, keep growing.